Seems Marlon is joining me. Let Marlon get in his element. Hello everyone, we are here. We made it to Milan. Strength and Spine, SOSORT 2026. We left last night, but we arrived today. And we brought Marlon with us, yay! Marlon is 13 and this is his first international trip. So my old man is getting to experience the high life, living it up in Italy. Oh boy, and he ate way too much steak. So we are here for the SOSORT conference, which is our Scoliosis Conservative Care Conference. We try to attend this conference every year because this is the most up-to-date research about scoliosis, spinal fusions, other spinal conditions. So we're really excited for that. That starts on Wednesday, so we still have a day or two. We have to tomorrow take the train to go to Torino, and the conference will be there. We had a pretty good flight over. We tried a new airline, which we really like. I had tried a memory foam neck pillow that I had, and I hadn't used it in a long time, but I always get neck pain on the flight. So I actually wore it while I was sleeping, and I didn't have neck pain this time. So I'll share a link to that one in the description because I need to buy a new one too because mine fell off under the train on the way here. So we'll check in tomorrow. We'll see kind of how our travel goes, but come along with us on this fun journey to the SOSORT conference.
Oh, wow.
Day 2, and we just got here to Torino. Marlon is resting after his first train ride in Italy. He did so well on the train. We are here for the SOSORT conference. This is actually the hotel next door is where the conference is. So we went, checked in, got all our swag, our badges, everything all set. And tonight we are doing a cooking class at Italy. So it's really cool with the conference. They do also have little social events built in. So we are going to do this cooking class with some of my colleagues, probably some physical therapists, some orthotists, some doctors there. So it'll be a cool opportunity to spend time with them and also have some networking, some conversations about scoliosis as well. And now I have to end this recap because Marlon requests the pets, but we will see you tomorrow for a recap of the first day, which is the pre-conference. So I promised I would show you my bed setup. And the reason I'm doing this is because you, as a person with scoliosis, may be in the situation I was where I got here and this bed is very uncomfortable. It's one of those IKEA beds. It's got no support at all. It's only like a few inches thick and it's been through the ringer, let's say. Like one of the sides is completely indented. There's like zero support. So I wanted to show you what I did to have to get comfortable here. So luckily I had Marlon's bed. So I used Marlon's bed as a pillow and I basically like squished it and put it between my legs. And then these pillows are also like, if you can, I made this mistake. Travis always travels with his pillow. I should have brought mine because these are like nothing. And then I actually put a pillow also under my body, which I don't usually do, but it was just like I just felt like I just had no support here. So let me see if Marlon will let me show you. Probably not because he's in his bed. But I had this here and then I had this here. And I know many people ask me, should I put pillows underneath me when I'm sleeping? And I usually don't recommend it, but honestly, like I just felt like if I didn't have this support, I was really just gonna sink my curves down into the bed. So I actually have it under my entire torso. If you have like folded towels or something, you could also put it underneath your curve that's down. So I'm on my right side, I have a thoracic curve on my right side, so you could kind of move it up that way if you wanted to. Those give you some options. If of course you don't have pillows or dog beds, you could fold up towels, you could ask for extra towels from the hotel. You could, some people I know sleep on the floor if they need something more firm. So I just wanted to give you some ideas of how you could modify if you're in that same situation as me. So we are day 3 of our trip, but actually the first day, technically, it's the pre-conference day for us. So this is an additional day of the conference where they talk about some special topics. So today we spoke about early onset scoliosis, which is everything from babies all the way up to juvenile, which is up to 11 years. Conservative treatment using bracing, casting, and then also surgical treatments. We also talked about adult scoliosis. We had a fantastic lecture on adult bracing that was incredible in terms of how to get the best correction for adults with bracing. That's being done in France, a special type of brace called the ART brace, A-R-T. And we also learned a little bit about spondylolisthesis, which can be a separate issue from scoliosis, but also some people with scoliosis do have spondylolisthesis, which is a slippage of usually the L5 vertebra on the sacrum. So there's different treatments for that. Conservative, we might use physical therapy or a brace. And then we also may use surgery to treat that condition. So we were talking a lot about the indications for either one. After lunch, we had a really fun discussion about using physical therapy and bracing for different cases of adolescents and adults with scoliosis. So really good day so far. I'm excited for tomorrow. That's when it starts the official SOSORT conference. So I'll be back tomorrow with more information for you and more updates on the current research. Lizard.
The Italian lizard. Okay, now this is a nature vlog.
The elusive Italian lizard. Deep in the city of Torino.
Who's the rat for Splinter?
He's looking for Master Splinter. We are here on the first official day of the SOSORT conference. This was an abstract poster that I wanted to show you all because it is exactly what I have been saying for the longest time. And now we have a research study that aligns with what I like that. I like that. When the research aligns with what I've been seeing in our clients at Strength and Spine. So this research was done in adults with scoliosis, and it looked at pain severity in adults with scoliosis to see whether it was related to activity level or their cob angle. And it aligned with a study that we've seen before that there's no correlation between severity of cob angle and pain. So people with very big curves can have very little pain. People with very small curves can have a lot of pain. We don't have a correlation with that. But the cool correlation here and the big takeaway is that people with scoliosis who are more physically active tend to have less pain. So weekly physical activity was associated with lower pain intensity, even when it was adjusted for age, sex, and BMI, suggesting that there's a potential protective effect. So pain and scoliosis appears to be more influenced by lifestyle-related factors than the curve severity. This is a big deal, and I know many of you who say to me, I'm afraid to get active with scoliosis. I'm afraid to start exercising. You need to realize that probably you're at more risk of injuries and issues and pain if you are not active. So pick a type of activity that you like and get started with it. It can make such a difference with pain. And of course, if you're not sure where to start, we have plenty of resources on our website to get you started with exercising. Today is really the first day of the official conference. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things we learned today. So a lot of good research on scoliosis-specific exercise, confirming that it does work to improve curves on small degrees, also when paired with bracing. But there was an interesting study coming from China talking about an intensive program where they did 6 hours a day of scoliosis exercises. And of course, that yielded even better results. So it is possible to do these intensive programs. Are they realistic for us day-to-day adults with scoliosis? Maybe not, but it is interesting to see that material. Another thing we learned about is that even mild scoliosis can affect breathing. So I know many of you have mentioned this to me. You might feel more short of breath and make it harder to breathe day-to-day. Even mild curves can create that. But very cool study showing that Schroth exercises actually can improve the thickness of the diaphragm, which is one of the muscles we use for breathing. So that's very exciting news and showing that if you do have difficulties with breathing, incorporating scoliosis-specific exercises can potentially be helpful for that. And more studies about combining Schroth with Rigo-Chanel bracing, reducing surgery rates. Now this is very important, right? Like our first goal of conservative treatment is to reduce the risk of having surgery. So we're finding that that combination of bracing and scoliosis-specific exercise is an important combo for that, especially, of course, I'm talking about our teenagers with idiopathic scoliosis. We had a new EMG study that showed higher muscle activation on the convex side of the curve, increased fatigue on that side, and altered coordination side to side, meaning that the muscles around the scoliosis spine do not activate equally side to side. This is telling us that it's important that we are taking an individualized approach for scoliosis curves because it really depends on the convexity and the concavity of that person, which muscles are affected. And I know this annoys the heck out of people when I do this, but when they ask me, what muscle should I strengthen with scoliosis? It's going to be very individual, depending on the person and their individual curve. There was a lot about technology, AI, scanning, all that kind of stuff. New things are coming in that world, surface scanners, all there. And then, of course, that scoliosis is multifactorial. So there's actually a paper talking about how scoliosis affects other systems. Our proprioception, understanding where our bodies are in space, our breathing, even vision issues can be related to having scoliosis. Vestibular, our balance and how we move around can be related to our curves, which all makes sense, but really just confirmed with research today. So I hope that this was a helpful summary. Of course, it's quick. I'm putting together what are the big highlights for us as people with scoliosis. Tonight, Travis' parents are joining us. So we're going to try out this restaurant that has like a Western theme, which can either be fun or a complete disaster in Italy. We'll let you know.
Thank you for joining us in part 1 of our SOSORT vlog. We've covered a lot already, but there's still more for us to talk about. We asked you on Instagram if you would prefer 10-minute videos or a 20-minute video, and you said you'd prefer for us to break it up, so that's what we're doing. In the next video, we'll be discussing days 2 and 3 of the SOSORT conference, including a really cool presentation by Dr. Hay, one of the surgeons here in the US, that showed that incorporating Schroth therapy and bracing was actually able to help a large number of teens avoid spinal fusion surgery. So make sure that you like this video and you subscribe to our channel so that you can watch part 2 when it comes out.